Hello. Hello. Welcome in. How's that there? Hello, everyone. How are you? Happy, what is it today? It's Tuesday. Whoa, let's move that a bit. Something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you managed to escape some of the heat. Because I know it's it's been a muggy few days here anyway in Glasgow. So yeah, so what was it? Was it Friday? I started work. Well, Friday is the first stream I did of it, but I was working on a little Bluetooth module that I've attached to my Amiga, and basically writing the software to control that from Workbench, and that's the plan. I'm going to go and have a look at that again now. I did a little bit more work on it because basically the module. Hey, Javier, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, more Blitz Basic, more Bluetooth. Hopefully, we will see. So, but yeah, I was having trouble getting the getting the module to do what I expected, and I did a bit more research, and thanks to Graham Amiga, who was on as well, finding some other information. I found some details that matched the module that I have now. They're not a 100% match, but they're close enough, and it basically means that how the module works is not really how I expected it to work. So I have to kind of redo the core of my software to take that into account. So there you go. So that's the kind of task today, is to rewrite the sort of the internals of my program and get it working, hopefully a bit more reliably. Yeah, so this is my code so far. What I have is some. Oh, keyboard's not working. Oh no. Oh, it's disconnected. Now watch, my cable's not long enough. Hold on. Just gonna reset the Amiga. Oh no, but it has done that. Whatever the hell that is. Keyboard's working again. So yeah, so that's the story. And so we need more Blitz Basic. Well, hopefully I can give you more Blitz Basic. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, because I got one crash count, I think, on Friday. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to promise anything, but probably. Where are my headphones now? They feel a bit funny. Right. They'll be all right. So, so what we have is a couple of routines. So the receive serial routine basically just reads serial, and if there's nothing waiting, then it returns immediately. Well, okay, first off, there's a little delay, and that's just to let whatever command execute on the module. But then, although I might make that optional, I might actually, you know what I'm going to do? We'll give a delay argument. And what that means is that we can tell it how long to wait before it kicks off. Hopefully. So let's see what's going on now. I just need to let me know if the volumes and everything are okay, because yeah, I can't really tell. So okay. So we've added a little argument there called delay, and so now we can set, so wherever receive serial is, we should add a 10 argument to it. So when we try to compile it, it'll give us an error saying receive serial. Yeah, 10. Oh, there's many of them, many of them. So what I'm going to do is So if I do this, that should be our program back to where it was, but now we've got the option of skipping the delay. Yeah. Bluetooth module not found. No, so we're not receiving anything from the module. Great start. Oh, it's disconnected. Hold on a second now. I have to look up which pin it is. So where's my sorry. I have to look up on the motherboard schematics where to actually connect it because I can't remember. Okay. Let's see. So we can see here there's the motherboard. All the connections are over in the corner and they're a bit messy. So headphones down. So, actually, what was I looking at? Yeah, so I think second pin from the right and U28. Oh, this is a bit shaky. I need a little bit more light in there. That should be it. Let's see. Let's see if that works. It did. Okay, so the problem is, right, that this module doesn't have a scan command. And you think, a Bluetooth module, it would have you send it a scan command and it does a full scan and then it, and then it stops scanning. It's kind of how you expect it to behave. This module instead scans all the time and just keeps on scanning, scan. And it only stops when it's connected to another device, which is, it's a little bit weird, but I can't get it to stop scanning. So what you can do is you can send the disconnect command and then it will disconnect, but then it will scan, so it's only not scanning for a few seconds. So what was happening was that a lot of the time it will receive in the background, if it's not connected to anything, what will happen is whenever it detects a new device, it will send the name of that device even if the software isn't ready for it, even if I'm not expecting it to scan. So I could send a command to, let's say, connect or disconnect, and instead of replying okay, it replies JBL Flip 5 speaker. You're like, what? That makes no sense. What are you talking about? So I have to take that into account now and have the software understand that it is always possible that it returns the name of a device. So that's what we're going to do. I kind of did do that already, or I kind of started that, because down in our main loop here, I'm doing a receive. Receive serial, and we might, for the main loop, leave it at that because we're not expecting a response, so we don't need to wait. So let's see, that should speed up the main loop part, because these are stepping along with the delay, but when it goes into the main loop, this is doing its initial scan. So it's my scan process, which is probably still has the delays in it. But there you go. Now we've got a much faster scan. So it's not delaying anymore. So that means the interface should be more responsive, although it's not. Yeah, well, it's either scan or connected. They're the two modes basically that I can find, that I can see. So I do have a flag for connected. So basically, if it's not connected, then it will be in scan mode. But yeah, and even if, for example, the device switches off, then it will disconnect and then it will go to scan mode again automatically. Exactly. But it goes into a loop and it gives the scan statement. So it'll produce a scan and then just keep going infinitely, and then for maybe 30 seconds, and then it starts to scan again. So sometimes you send a command and it replies with scan because it's just bad timing. So yeah, that has to be taken into account. So yeah, so it's basically, how do I solve that? So don't worry about the debug part here, but so receive serial without a delay. This is our thing. We're just printing it out at the moment, but so I'll have to do it a bit differently. So see, I wonder if having two lists is a better idea. So in the interface, currently only one list, and it has the devices that are nearby. But if it keeps on scanning and constantly adding or removing devices, it seems, if it keeps on it seems like I need to maintain a list, and then when the scan is complete, compare it to the previous list and remove or add any that are different. If that makes sense. But if you're connected to a device, it won't be doing scanning, so it doesn't matter. It won't be getting updated anymore. But I think I need to have an invisible list in the background of the devices that. Alexandra, hello again. Alexandre, welcome in. Good to have you again. How are you? I'm working on this project again, and I was just explaining to Javier there that the module doesn't work the way I thought it did and the way the documentation says it does. So whenever it's not connected, it's constantly scanning for a device. So I have to rework my code, and instead of having a scan function that is a kind of a unit of code, the scan has to happen in the main loop asynchronously. But yeah, so that's what today's task is to rework the code so that it scans in line with the GUI code in the main loop. But I'm good, thanks. I'm good. It's like I said, it's a warm Tuesday here in Glasgow, but it is cooler than it has been, which is nice. We've had some rain. So yeah. So what we're doing is we're checking every time the loop goes round. We're checking if we received anything, and we will, just for debug purposes, we'll print it out. But so what we might do is well, I'm going to take it that that's calmed down a bit, is it? That's good. So we're going to check the first 4 is equal to... So if we're getting a scan... Or actually, and what we're going to do is we're doing else if here. We don't have else if in Blitz Basic, so we're going to do if and end if here. So because we don't want to check the first 4 letters multiple times if we don't need to, because it's slow. I might rework the string comparisons like I was saying in the last stream, because you can do a kind of you can do a numerical comparison, and it's the proper way of doing it, but it would be much quicker CPU wise to do it that way. So especially if we're doing it all the time. So scan if so the other command we might receive out of the blue, or the other string we might receive out of the blue, is a MAC address, and that means it's found a new device or found a device. So it will keep finding the same device. So so what I might do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an invisible list in the background of devices and the displayed list. So when a scan has been completed, every time we get the word scan, we know a new scan cycle is starting, and then we'll add to our list until the next scan cycle starts, and then we will compare that list to the list we've displayed, and then update the displayed list if needs be. That's the plan. Or just swap the list, actually. Just swap the list out, because yeah, if a device isn't there, you haven't connected to it. If the device is connected, we won't be getting these items because it won't be scanning. So yeah, should be okay. Should be okay. So scan cycle started, and device detected. So let me run that. See if we're just detecting those strings. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, there you go, Javier. You've got your wish. It's running the code, but the actual Blitz Basic has crashed in the background. So I'll have to do a reboot after this one, because I think it's not liking it. Now, I'm going to switch on this speaker. See if it scans it. Yep. I'm just going to pause that there. MAC address and JBF. So it's done the same thing. Device detected. Excellent. So my code is detecting that device was detected. And every time it loops around, it's detecting it by the looks of things. Yeah, so it's detecting it it detects it once per scan. So you see what I mean? This is what it's been doing in the background. And every so often it just sends that chunk of ASCII data, and you know, and it kind of every so often, you know, I go to read the buffer, and oh, here's a problem. Here's a problem. If you look at this, it's all in one line. So if it's already detected, let's see what happens. dear. I'm going to have to take that into account as well, haven't I? Let's see, does it do that every time? Well, I mean, if you're not connected, there's no harm in it searching. As in, the module is going to do that anyway. I can't stop it. So all I can do is kind of, go with it or ignore it. And I think going with it is probably doable. As in, once I have my invisible list in the background, or double buffered list, if you like, I can just compare it. Now, come on. Yeah, but the problem being that if a device has disappeared, you don't want to be able to have it in your list to be able to try and connect to it. So you want to get rid of previously selected ones if they're no longer available. Now, why is that not cycling the scan again? But anyways, Blitz looks like it has died already. So so let's up the crash count there. There we go. And reset. Now, because this is my dev machine, I have a reset button built into the motherboard. It looks something. See that button there? Oh, that's reset. Because the machine is open the whole time. So yeah. Okay. I hope it's not my code that's causing it to crash, to be fair. Although I have the debugger running. Although the VBR, I need to move the VBR. Because it keeps on giving me that warning when it starts up, when the debugger starts up. So it's possible here to have a double whammy, and that's a bit awkward. Because you might miss a device. But let's run it again and see if that happens again. See if that's consistent. So the debugger might cause enforcer hits. What? I think something's happened with this module. Because the cables are still connected. What's next? Did the module crash? Yeah. So reset the module. So it's detecting that one, which is nice because then it's showing up in the list here. Which is kind of where we were last week, but it wasn't reliable, and because it was basically messing up my communications. Okay, so device detected. Let's see what it does at the start of the new scan. Scan, and straight away MAC address. But it definitely did one, and there was no character in between, which is slightly worrying. Was that just a freak? I don't know whether to take that into account now, because I did see it. So we're detecting the scan, we're detecting the device each time now. Oh. detecting fine. Don't know what the story was with that previous go. It's fine. I don't know. Where's my wireless headphones gone? I'm going to start them up as well and put them into the scan loop. Just to give it more to think about. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh, and there's the headphones showing up as well, just at a random point. So, okay, that's fine. It's all fine. We have a plan. I'm very tired, but we have a plan. Oh, and now nothing. Okay, so yeah, sorry, the speaker has gone asleep. So if I switch that back on, we get it again. Device detected. And now, do we get that? Let's see what happens at the start of the next scan. Is it always at the start again? It's moved a little bit. That's interesting. I don't know the exact mechanics of Bluetooth scanning like that. Is it like I2C scanning, as in, you know, you try you ping every address for a response? Oh, so now it's at the first character again, and this, oh, that's the sound bud, so it is the first character there. No, it seems to be fairly random because they've swapped order now. Or is it a range of addresses that it pings at a go? But it seems to be all fine now. I guess if we have a problem where they're disappearing, I'll factor in the 2 responses on one line thing, because it's not happening anymore. Again, I say, you know, I'm sure it'll start doing that again when I don't want it to. And now my headphones are gone to sleep. I have a third device. I'm just going to plug in. Where is it? This little board. Another good one. Just so I can get as many devices in the list as I can. Let's see what this one does. Needs a 5-volt supply, so I'm just going to plug it in here. Put that there. Sound buds. Do we get 3 devices? Oh, that's something new. Oh yeah, we're not adding them to the list. We're not actually adding them to the list, so that's fine. But yeah, there we're getting them, and none of them are on the same line now. Okay. Fun times. Yeah. Okay. Right, we're happy. We're happy now. We're detecting loads of devices. Looks cool. We can disconnect. Don't know if that's right. No, we have to redo that anyway. Now. Why will you not quit? There we go. Why did you not quit? Oh, what are all... Excuse me, what are all these events? It's pausing the main loop. And the events are getting queued up. And that is a mouse move event, I think. I thought I'd disable it. I did. Mouse move. So we're going to take out the mouse move. I think it might be, maybe it's in there by default. Because we shouldn't be getting mouse move events. default IDCMP is a page. The mouse has been moved, yeah, so that's what we don't want. So we've gotten rid of that, hopefully. Yeah, we're not getting an event, so hopefully that's fine, sorted. I have to finish this search now. So this is it doing its scan, the manual scan, which is at scan devices. We don't need that routine anymore. So funny Bluetooth module. Everything else has gone asleep. Okay, cool. Okay, and yeah, there we go. Proper response time. Good stuff. So on startup, we open our window, we draw it, we initialize Bluetooth, we check how it's connected, and device count is equal to scan devices. So that's not the case anymore. So we have to have a sort of a rolling count. So what we'll do is during the scan, we find any new devices, we add them to the list straight away. And when we get to the end, we search through the list for any devices that haven't appeared, and then we disappear them from the main list. Okay, so we need two lists now. List entry. So we've got devices. And we've got like, let's see, device count. We'll also need a list count. Oh, I wonder. List entry. Can we reuse? Will we reuse this variable type? And just because the list entry is kind of a visual thing, but I think you can have as many elements as you want, but it's only the first two. It's only the name that's used for the list view. So we could hide the MAC address in the same data set. Could we? Do we want to do that? How do I want to do this? Yeah, because we need to have the MAC address there anyway for the comparison, because you can have multiple devices with the same name, but the MAC address has to be unique. So we'll add the MAC address there as a string. I know. But that's it. And then, do we even need this at all? Device list dot list entry, and so device list dot list entry. So this is the list of devices we see in the GUI. Let's see. So we'll make two dynamic lists, dynamic arrays. So device list is what you can see. Current scan, we'll reset that each time. Each time it starts a scan, we'll reset that and keep going. And then when we get to the end of the scan, we compare them and take away any that are need to be taken away. Okay. Let's see how that works. Let's see. Actually, list entry device. We don't need. Well, I'm going to swap them around. Just it doesn't really make a difference, but just to keep them consistent. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the dummy from the second one. So current scan dot device. I don't think we need either of these actually. Check that afterwards. So device list, that's what we can see on the screen. Current scan is a list of devices that the Bluetooth module can see. So that means that if connected, we've got a little status bar actually, so I want to change that. Then set device connected. If connected to connection name. Else, so if it's not connected, we should have the status as scanning. So this is to actually connect something. So we add the link. Hopefully that works. We'll try that. We'll try it when we get there. But at the moment, I want to just repopulate our list every time it goes around. So every time we get to scan, that's when we need to rejig our lists. So and compare the lists. I think adding to the list can be done in a function, because there's a bit of code for that in the scan devices function. Let's see, where's that? Start a scan text, line received. So this is the function for detecting the and let's see. Oh, line is a keyword, isn't it? Scan lines string. And yeah, so what we'll do is return. Oh my god. And function. So we'll just have this as like success or failure. I don't even know if we'll need this. Add device. So actually, you know what? No, I can't be arsed. Let's just do this in the main loop. So this is kind of the code we want. Scan. So that's these guys. So device count +1. Not camera? Oh. Yeah, every so often it does that. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry. There we go. This is a relatively new development in this capture card. Probably time to rethink with the setup here. Okay, so when we're adding a MAC address, we detect a new MAC address. Yeah. What did we say at the top? What did we say? Device count and list count. So this will be device count. What do we call the other array? Current scan. So we add this to current scan. Yeah, so current scan. That was close. Current scan. So to do that first, we have to do something like that, because if that fails, we'd have a problem, because sometimes occasionally it can be the case where it doesn't add an item because of memory fragmentation or just pure lack of memory. So yeah, we just have to be careful not to do that, because if you go ahead and change the information in the list when this is false, it'll crash the machine hard. Bad crash, writing to zero address kind of crash. So you don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that. Okay. So add item current scan. So now we've got the information in our current scan list. What we need to do is search our displayed list for that MAC. And then if it's not there, add it to that as well. So reset list, device list, and then so we'll run this little loop and cycle through each device. So when there are no devices, this code just won't execute. Well, next item, device list, if GIF is equal to so let's go reset list, and then just a little flag. List name. Dot. Mixing the languages here. So if we have that MAC, if that MAC is in our current thing, So we already have it. So then we don't do anything. So then at the end of this, if we haven't found it, then we add it. And what we need to do is device list. So we've cycled through the full device list, so we're at the end anyway. We don't want to add one in the middle. We want to add new devices at the end. Just, I think that's the most intuitive way of doing it. Device list. Do the same thing for the name. If so we need to do this to detach the list of devices from the gadget before we update it, and then we reattach it when it's updated, and that just prevents us from clicking on anything that we shouldn't click on, and it means we can't interact with the gadget for the instant. Basically stops race conditions with the gadget, where you update it at exactly the same time you click on something, and you don't want that to happen really. So if add item and then GG. Add back the device list. Okay, so we don't need that code there. That's just basically the same thing. Now let's see if that worked. We should just get at it now. It won't remove. Oh, result. Oh yeah. It won't do anything to remove devices from the list. It should. Okay, now it started the quick scan. No current list. Oh, why? So, that would have been a hard crash. See, that was referencing a 0 pointers. So the debugger has saved me there. So no current device list. Why? So we've removed it. If add item device list. So, yes, of course. It didn't find anything, but went to give me the output of finding something anyway. So this code here actually needs to go somewhere else. We'll put that in here. Oh. Now that should be better. He says. Now we got something. Why didn't that show up in the list? It's the right software is responding. Nothing is showing up in the gadget. Why? Oh, there's something funny with my logic here. So, MAC address, device detected. So we're adding to the current scan. Oh. We don't want to go through this each time because we're removing the list. Oh, yeah, okay. So this whole lot should be outside the loop, that while loop. Because it'll only go by the very last item. So well, it should have always found it false, but maybe there was nothing current. Okay, let's try that, see if I fixed it. So scanning, scanning, scanning forever. Found something? Yeah, there we go, added. And another thing. Yeah, there it is, added. And now let's see if it adds them again, which it shouldn't. And it didn't. Yes. There we go. Okay. We're adding the devices. I'm going to switch on my headphones now and they should get added to the list. Where are they? Yay, there we go. That's so satisfying. That's excellent. If it wasn't a Tuesday, I'd have a celebratory beer. Okay, now we need to... Now my headphones are switched off there. So we need to remove the devices that aren't found. Now, what's the most efficient way of doing that? It depends on which list is shorter, doesn't it? Okay, cool. And instant response. Oh, I like it. I like it. Is that my car? Nope. It's across the road. It's okay. I don't even know you can hear that, but I guess you can. It's kind of loud. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're adding devices, and that's working. That's excellent. So now we just need to get to the end of our scan cycle, which is also the start of our scan cycle, and see if we need to remove anything. Oh no, we're back down here, aren't we? Scan cycle started. Okay, so we're here. So we kind of have to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is put this in debug so I can disable it later. scan this one. Now, so we've got scan cycle. So this is also the end of our cycle, our scan. So we compare the two lists. So what I should do is step through the list of displayed ones, and then I can delete that one on the go if I need to. Okay, so reset list, device list. Well, next item. It's going to be basically the same kind of thing. Well, next item, current scan. And so if current scan is equal to that Mac. Oh. Found is true. So now we found a device. Our device is, that means our device is still current. And then end while, and then oh no, we have to do this for each item. Sorry, not for, yeah. Move that there. So if found equals false, so we haven't found, we've gone through the entire current device list and we haven't found it. So found is false. Then we delete the item, which is almost like this code here. So we do GT change list. GT change list, and we don't need that. Kill item, I think, is the oh, we have to go cycle through the list. So oh no, we don't, because we're on the current item. Kill item, device list. And that should be it. Maybe. Shall we try it? See if we can get a crash counter up. Scan, 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 scan. Found a thing. It's on the list. That debug output is actually kind of quick. Scanning. So we've sound buds have shown up. Oh yes, they have. Very good. Let's add this. Our speaker shows up. Oh, drum roll. Now let's switch off one of them. This one I'm going to unplug. Bluetooth thing. Unplugged. That's the top one, XFW-BT. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, it hadn't started a new scan yet. I know what's happening. Every time we do the scan, we're adding the devices we find to the list, but we haven't erased the list. So we've got a massive list with loads of these items in them multiple times, but because we're checking them, we're only showing them up once in the other list. So close, so close. Let's plug that in again. We'll try that. Nearly. I know it's wrong. Let's go. So, after we've completed this cycle, we have to erase. Yeah, exactly. Is it free list? Is it actually free list or not clear list? That should be it. Maybe. Let's try it again. Ready? Uh-oh. Why is that there? Let's add my headphones. Make sure everything's working okay. Okay, it's after getting rid of the blank one. So, inadvertently, may have detected that was the thing to do. Starting a new scan now. Where are my headphones? Oh, maybe the headphone batteries are going because it's not staying on. Oh, but look, the speaker is switched off as well. I'll switch it back on, and it's back in the list. I'm going to take this one away. We'll have to wait for the scan to go around again. Add tail, no add. Yeah, there we go. When it restarted the scan there. It has to go through a full scan cycle to get there, but I don't see any other way of doing that because of the way this module works. You can't trigger the start of a scan at any particular time. Or maybe you can, but it interrupts the current scan that's going on. So add tail, no add head. You can't. Well, you can. Yeah, you can do it that way, but it's not the same. It's not exactly the same language. So it's I think it's kind of you have to do add first or add last. So yeah, so add last is usually what you do is at the bottom of your list. Now I need to charge my headphones because they have died from all this testing. But I don't think I can use them when they're plugged in because, I mean, if I was designing mini headphones like that, I probably wouldn't have them work when they're plugged in because, like, what's the point? We leave that there. Now, okay, that works well. That works well. Let's plug. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can't plug that in. I've only got one of these chargers. But let's switch this speaker off. Make sure it disappears and we end up with an empty list. It's going to make sure that we can add items when the list is zeroed. So there's a scan starting. And it's gone. Excellent. And we don't have any blank items in there. So now when we turn it on again, Haha, there we go. Ah, this is good. This is good. This makes me feel good. This is that's what I set out to do today, and it has actually happened. I'm shocked and appalled. Shocked and excited. So that's cool. Excellent. Now we need to work on connecting and making sure we actually know what we're connecting to and controlling that. Because at the moment it's not connecting to anything. I can't remember if I've actually connected code to that. I have done code to that. Command error. Yeah, so that's not working. And it continues on with its scan. So, let's see. Okay, that's all fine, all good, happy, sorted. Okay. So now we don't actually need the scan devices function, I don't think, at all. Start of scan text. Yeah, okay. What else does that do? Oh, if we find, this is the other thing we could receive. If a device auto connects, then we have to basically interrogate it and see if it has worked. So that has to be now a live kind of thing, because it can connect at any time, in theory anyway, by connecting the, you know, by if it's a remembered device. But I've tried to avoid that, but I think it's the simplest is to add that in the main loop anyway, because we're just constantly reading. So another something like that. And move that in. Oh, what happened there? Why you move? Okay. And then connected to con name. So that should allow us to connect to a device that automatically connects, I think. So let's see what happens. Well, yeah, but we're not actually connecting to anything. So where's our connect code? Where's our main loop? Connect. Send serial, add link, add. So that gave us a command error. For what part? So we have to run it and we have to check what this is actually doing, because I can't remember. This was nonsense that I was trying to figure out from the datasheet that wasn't working as expected. Oh. I should actually get that to open on the workbench screen. Might make more sense. Now, connect. Oh, no, sorry, that was disconnect, and it did disconnect. Ha! Connect. Connect. Oh, no. So, what we've done is... I've got rid of it. Collapso ISO. Hello. Welcome in. Now... yes, this is A dev stream, I would suggest learning something easy enough to start with. This is a dev stream, but it's very, very specific to the Amiga, which is like an old machine. So that's why it looks old. I would suggest starting with something like Python or something, yeah, something along those lines. So Python, you can get it on any system. Um, yeah, that's where I would start. If you've got sort of a vague idea of what's involved in programming, is Python. But if you absolutely nothing, starting out from scratch, maybe something like Scratch. Starting from scratch, hey. So I Scratch is something that I kind of like showing my 8-year-old son, or yeah, or he's doing that in school as well, and it's kind of it's more like jigsaw, drag and drop kind of programming, but it teaches you the concepts that are involved. You know, program flow, loops, that kind of stuff. So I would say start there. Um, but if you're already kind of comfortable with the idea, and you probably are because you're naming off stuff like that. Okay. Well, what kind of assembly was it? What kind of assembly? Because different assemblies are very, very different. Different CPUs will feel totally different. Um, I would say Lisp, meh. Um, Unix terminals, like Bash scripting and stuff like that. There's quite a lot that can be done in Bash scripting. It's a huge, big thing. So that's something that you could spend an entire lifetime doing on its own. But to get to the proper nitty gritty of it, like C is kind of almost universal. It's ubiquitous in C++, obviously as a more modern, I say more modern thing. But I'm used to writing like classic C for Amiga stuff and for firmware development and stuff like that. So I would write traditional C, but C++ or even C sharp if you're using Windows, and there are other variants as well. Are it's a good way to go because a lot of stuff supports C. It'd be more widely supported than any other language, I'd say. So you could, if you learn C, you can program on pretty much any platform. Like there are even C compilers for the Commodore 64 these days. Oops, we're catching up on this scan list. But yeah, so and Windows and Linux, either one. There are plenty of options for both. Um, like C sharp would be Windows specific, but yeah, like C++, you'll program on anything. Okay, so let's go into our scan, our connect button. Oh, because we have nothing on the list. Maybe that's why it's not even triggering. So now we've got something, and we go connect, and we're getting that error there. So writing source string, add link. I want to switch to BSD, but on space. I wouldn't worry about that. As in, I just stick with Linux, to be honest. Space is cheap these days. You can get an old hard drive from someone who's upgrading or chucking it out and throw that in it. But at the same time, I wouldn't worry about it too much for programming. So we got command error twice. So we got pairing is the response, or maybe I printed that, did I? Oh, can't remember. Yeah, but like that's the thing. You don't even need a new SSD. Like I have a couple of machines here, and what I do is when I upgrade something, the what I upgrade, I move to an older machine. So my Linux machine has two SSDs in it that are 10 years old or something. They're grand. It's fine, and they So I have Haiku installed on one and Linux on the other, and that works because it's fine. And then my Windows machine is the kind of like, let's say, my main machine, because I use that for gaming occasionally, and but otherwise, the Linux machine is just what my Windows machine looked like a couple of years ago. Hollywood is an option. What am I doing is, this is programming for an Amiga, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give it the capability to use Bluetooth speakers. So, at the back of the Amiga, you've got two audio output connections, like old stereo connections for connecting to speakers or an amplifier. So I want to connect it to this. And so what I've got so far, got it detecting. Excuse me, I just need to get it to connect, or it's so far detecting. I just need to get it to connect, and then I will be able to send the audio from the Amiga. So if you're playing old, retro games on it, or playing music on it, then you'll be able to hear it through that. That's the plan. Whether I can actually do it, we'll see. But we're making progress. So basically, when I click connect, it's not actually doing it's the flood of the buffer. It's got a nice big buffer here. Hey, Windigo, how are you? Welcome in, and thanks for the follow. You followed me there just recently. I recognize the name. Thanks for dropping in. How are you? You're joining after some successful coding. Yeah, all good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy because this is working, and sometimes I do a coding stream and I'm sitting there going, oh my god, what is going on? I don't understand it. I can't fix it. But today is going well. So what I have is, I have a Bluetooth device, a little Bluetooth module that I bought on eBay for like £3 or £4. It's connected to my Amiga, and my Amiga is now controlling it and listing all the devices that are nearby, and I just need to get it to connect it, and then I should be fine. Now, the problem I see here is that oh, nice. What Amiga is it? Excellent. That's what I'm programming on here. Although my one's naked. I'll show you it now. That sounds terrible. That's my Amiga there in the bottom right corner. What is that? A different one to the one I had last time? That's what I was doing. Yeah. So that's my 1200. This is a board I developed previously, and I wrote the software for. So this board here controls the RGB lighting that you see there. I've got a nice chunky accelerator in there. That's basically the fastest 060 that you can buy. It's fastest 68,000 you can buy, like original chips. What else have I got? I've got this little screen on the top. Oh, you can't see that. Can't quite see that. It tells you your temperatures and things like that. That's also controlled by that board. And I've got, this is the Bluetooth module connected with a little array of wires and clips. As a 1200, I would strongly recommend getting it recapped first and foremost. That's the important bit, because the capacitors in there will be leaking if you haven't done it already. Yes, it's connected to serial, but it's connected to the serial directly on the motherboard. These two clips here, those two red clips, are connecting directly to the 5-volt serial. So because for communicating with these little microcontrollers, they like 5-volt or TTL serial. So that's how I've done that, rather than take the plus minus 9-volt serial from the serial port and dropping it, doing the level shift thing. So I did this. Now my ultimate intention is to make this a fully internal mod for my own machine, but as an external thing, it's a lot easier, obviously, because you can just plug it into the serial port and connect it to the audio port. But yeah, that's where it is anyway. So I'm just connecting it to serial, and then I'm sending the commands like this. So I've set up software routines to do that. And yeah, there you go. So I'm putting the pairing thing in there. So let's see if we can do this. Devices. So the problem here is we're using a dynamic list instead of this array. So the dynamic list we have the Mac hidden in the dynamic list array. So what we can do is, can we get the current item? Can we get a pointer to the current item? Can we get a pointer to the current item? No, that's not what we wanted. Only works on OS 3 Plus. So the number of the... Now you know what the simplest thing to do would be just to loop through the list to get to where we want it. Selected. So we do set selected device, and this is just a little routine that will call, and that will just cycle through by the number of things. So what is that? Okay, so what we'll do is statement. We'll add it here. It was that, wasn't it? Where did I put it? Set selected device. Yes, it was. Set selected device. Yeah. Where did I put it? Set selected device. User data. You can. Yeah. What do you mean? In where? Hey, Hardwired, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, loads of new faces today. Hey, welcome along. How are you? Yeah, you're joining at an exciting point in programming terms. In the list, yeah, you can. So if you look at the structure that I have for the list items, I've added the MAC address in there. You see? So even though the list only shows the name, because of how the GadTools list view works, it expects a list, a dynamic list, or a linked a linked list, and once you space it out by a dummy variable, you have the name, and that's what it displays in the list. Then you can store whatever you want after that. But yeah, exactly. So, but I can store anything in here. Once the only kind of stipulation is that the name is offset by 16 bytes from the start of the struct. That's all. Everything else is up to you. So I have the MAC address in there, but I can't remember. There's a way of getting a pointer to the current item, and I can't remember how to do it. But a pointer to the current item obviously would be able to. We would be able to get the MAC address directly. And I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look at the Amiga dev docs. So what are we doing? Sorry, I'm just this is rude. I'm doing it on a different screen, but what am I looking for? GadTools. Get guide. Oh. Attributes. GTLV selected. Ordinal number of the currently selected item. I don't know how to get that. Node get head list. Yeah. But get head, is that not getting the first item? Is that not going to the top of your list? Which is kind of what I was going to do anyway. Look, I'm going to brute force it for now. We can think of a more. All right, if I can remember, because I'm sure I've done it before, where I get the pointer to the current device, the current line, and once you have the pointer, you just apply the struct. You just apply the pointer to a struct or to a variable of that struct, and you will have your user data, metadata, whatever you want to call it. Shared device list, and so we go back to the top of the list, and then yeah. That's fair enough. I just see. I'm trying to remember how that works on C, or in C. But if you use get head, is that jumping to the start of the list? Device list. That should be it. That should be all we need to do anyway. Is just step through it. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I've done here. So that's the same as reset list. And then we go. So count is the number of the item in the list that you've clicked. So the first item is 0. So it will go, next item will be the first item then, and then so this will always execute at least once for the 0th item. And then if you click on item 1 instead of 0, it'll go twice. So anyway, that should be it. That should select our device. And set selected device. And that should be it. Let's see if that works. Here we go. So we're getting nothing. That's fine. That's what we expected. Let's turn on the speaker. Let's move that up there so we can see it. Let's turn on the speaker. JBL, there it is. Jeez, that's quick. Excellent. Okay, there we go. And connect. Oh, command error. Why? Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's right. And JBL Flip 5 is the name. Okay, so we'll see where we get command error for the first one. Add link, add. Very annoying. Let's see what the datasheet says for this one. the datasheet is not reliable for this at all. Oh, okay, right, maybe. That's my mistake. Oh no, I do have an equals there. That is what it says. AT plus add link address equals that. AT plus add link name. Don't tell me I can't do them. AT plus add link. Oh, there's a space in it. Is there? Yeah, some of them have a space in them. This is all the rubbish documentation. Oh. I think, let's try that. Should scan that. It's getting quite reliable now at picking up devices. Didn't pair. We didn't get the required response. It didn't respond to those commands. Okay, so let's just comment them out for a second and just see if that one command works. Command error, command error. Why am I getting two? Oh no, sorry, I'm not getting two of them. That is what it's reply to that one. AT add link. Add. Why? Why? I was getting the same without the space. Mu is going too well. See, I'm already doing it with this, and it's giving me okay. See, this is how I'm erasing. I'm giving it a dummy address, and that's how I'm getting it not to auto connect to random stuff. So I gave it a dummy address to attach to, and it's after giving me okay. Add link address. Add link add, all one word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 digits. Is it going to be something like it has to be in capitals? Something stupid like that. Connected. Add link add. Okay, it decided to do it this time. Serial string red. Oh, did I press the quit button? It actually connected. The bastard connected. And then I quit the program. So let's run it again and see if we can get it to connect and stay connected without quitting the program. Yeah, it might be a case, but I wonder if it actually collided with when it was trying to report something to me. So we've got it connected there. Let's connect. And the light has stayed solid. Oh my god. I'll just show you this. This is, there we go. And let's go and let's disconnect. It's still scanning, and when it completes this cycle, it'll stop. It'll take this away from the list. And now we switch on the Bluetooth. I'm going to run Hippo Player. Now, where did it go? Why did it quit? That's the second time it's done that. I definitely did. Did I click the button? Oh, I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, indeed. Oh yeah. Now, why did it quit? Program terminated. Why? Connected to. Ship it. Yeah. Absolutely. Set status connected to that. Until quit. Oh god. Balls and stupid. That was to quit the loop within the previous statement, and I used the same variable name for the main loop. There we go. Oh yeah. I'm so happy with that. Let's see what we got. Let's run it again, just for shits and giggles. So it's disconnected. So let's got a pro tracker running. You could hear that, couldn't you? It wasn't too quiet. There we go. It's showed up in the list. Connect. Oh no. Let's try it again. There we go. Sweet. Disconnect. Oh my god. Yes, it's working. Now to tidy some stuff up. So, the status. Did we get this? I forget now actually, but then maybe it did set that, but it immediately changed back to scanning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I will. That's a nice tidying option. What I also want to be able to do is adjust the volume, because the module supports commands for Bluetooth volume, so you can move the volume up and down. So all things to happen, and that should change the volume of the speaker without changing the volume of the Amiga's output. So because when you lower the volume of the Amiga's output, you're basically reducing fidelity. Oh, Random Bloke, welcome in. Random Bloke is a fellow Amiga fan. He is he's well, how are you? He's a dad streamer from Scotland. as he says in his description. What were you doing? Let's have a look. You always catch me out with the bloody zeros. There we go. Oh yes, Euro Trucker Simulator or something like that, wasn't it? And there's Skyfox Gemini. Welcome in around Euro Truck Simulator. That's the one. Welcome in as well. But yes, Random Bloke plays some retro stuff, some modern stuff. Generally very chilled. It's very nice way to spend a couple of hours. I would often have them on in the background when I'm tinkering around here. Not that not that you don't have my full attention, Random. But yeah, there we go. Now you came just as I've hit a milestone in this. So what I'm doing here, right? And hello to everyone who hasn't seen me before. I'm Rob. I am a retro computing nerd. I'm doing some coding on the Amiga at the moment. And what I'm doing is I am trying to retrofit my Amiga with some Bluetooth. And I just got the thing working. Just got it working. I'm delighted with myself. So, you know, these coding streams can go one of two ways. And you can go, oh, it's amazing. It can be a terrible thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on here? And nothing's working. And my computer's crashed. And I just want the ground to swallow me up. So, there you go. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Where in Ireland were you driving, by the way? I wonder. And, oh yes, and just my crash counter is at 1. So only had one crash so far. Yes, I will show you the future. I will show you the future. So here's what my code looks like when you compile it. So it's a little bit rough, but what we do is, yeah, don't mind that. What? Here's our little program here. It's scanning. It's scanning. Doesn't go. Han Solo, welcome in, Han Solo. Welcome in. So here's my little speaker. What we're gonna do is this mod. Let's play this mod. So you'll be able to hear it. So I'm gonna press the Bluetooth button, and there we go. Speaker shows up in here. Now, click that. I'm going to click connect. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see what's going on in the background. It has not worked. Let's try again. There we go. I'm so happy. There you go. So this is so there we go. Oh, I'm delighted with myself now. So super successful. So yeah. So now we just have to tidy up some code and get it working a bit more reliably. Fix the interface because this Bluetooth module that I bought it for like £4 on eBay, and it's terrible. So it's and the status does work. Connected to JBL Flip. Yes, there we go. And we disconnect. Yeah. So yeah. So the module was terrible, and the Bluetooth hardware is. Oh, I did not make the stack. Definitely not. This is very much external to the Amiga. The module is this baby here. I bought a couple of them because they were so cheap, and I was sure I was going to break one. So that's it there. And it is called a KCX BT emitter. And any information I could find on the internet for it was not any good on that. It was no good. So I eventually found a couple of different data sheets for it and amalgamated them, and it's finally got it to work. But yeah, there was a lot of nonsense in the last stream, not helped by me slowly working my way through a bottle of wine on Friday night as I was trying to code this and basically get what the fuck's going on here. But anyways, there you go. But yeah, no, to program a whole stack is a different ask altogether. So this is this is basically an external device, and just to be able to use it through the interface. I know you could probably do it with a pair button. You know, there's a clicky button on an external thing. You could probably buy a module that does it on eBay. That's not the point. The point is to have a bit of Amiga software that can list your audio devices and connect to them. Because as well as that, if you wrote a stack, it will depend on the OS running. And so if you play a game, most games on the Amiga will shut down the OS, and therefore things like that go away. So you can buy, like, for example, a USB card for the Amiga, plug it into a slot or plug it into the computer, and it gives you Amiga USB ports with the full USB stack. You plug in a mouse, you can move the mouse around, that's fine. If you launch a game, the Amiga stack, the Amiga OS is suspended, and therefore the USB is suspended, and so the mouse stops working. And that's a problem. You can't use USB controllers when the OS is shut down either, so that's it. So you can also buy external little dongles that do the conversion for you. So they're basically just like a little Bluetooth receiver for a controller or for a Bluetooth mouse, adapted for the Amiga's native inputs. And then your wireless mouse, your Bluetooth mouse, works on all games, all Amigas, without having to have a stack running. And that's the same thing here, just with the audio. So that's where this is coming from. So it's thanks. I think it's not bad for like 2-3 nights of code, one of which I was a bottle of wine deep. So yeah, we're doing all right. But yeah, if you drove from Dublin to Wexford, just going back to the Euro Trucker, you drove past where I grew up on the N11, going past Bray and Greystones. That's where I grew up. Random. So I don't know if you noticed that in the signs, but there you go. But the M11 and the N11 is the main road from Dublin to Wexford. So there you go. Hope you said hi to my parents. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I'm very excited about this. Oh wait, do tell them I said hi. I'm looking at the wrong screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a retry, because that was a very good suggestion, if we get a failure of that command. So what does a failure of the command look like? I think it gives you a command error. So what we'll do is, where's our connect code? Connect is up here. So we didn't even add the name, we just literally added the MAC address. And what I just want to make sure that is actually going to give us an error code. I'm just going to put that line in there so we can see where it is in the debug output. Oh. Should also give... Oh, fuck, I didn't. Oh, I'm not very good at this. Consummate professional. There we go. Battletoads. Oh. That's controller breaking stuff, if I remember right. So yeah, Skyfox is another streamer. He's another Irish streamer, and yeah, also a good friend of Random Blokes. So yeah, there you go. Give the two of the lads a follow there as well. Good guys, good streams to have on. Now, let's see what happens here. If I do this, let's connect. This, Jesus, that's quick. Okay, and now I have to, of course. Now hold on a second. That has connected. Disconnect. I have to try it again. Try and get it not to work. Oh. No, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. See, now what it's doing is it's auto connecting once it's remembered the address. I don't want it to do that. Um, so if we do a scan here, it deletes the current. It deletes the current list from the module, and works around it. It does a weird thing. Like there's no scan command. All the datasheets you find have a scan command. No fucking scan command on this module. So which is a pain in the hoop. So what it does is it scans constantly. It's next door's TV. We play some mods through next door's TV, will we? Okay. It's playing. Oh no, it said not connected. Oh, hold on a second. It's gone. Oh dear. I don't know if that connected for a few seconds and they switched it off, or if that, or if that was just a red herring. That's brilliant. Okay. Anyways, right. So this is flashing. So now we're going to try and connect to that again. Let's see. Connected, although the flashy light is still flashing. It did say connected. So, oh, okay, it just took its time. Yeah, quite possibly. Although, conveniently, this module doesn't let you send the name. It's set to name, so it'll be some random string of characters. Oh dear. Anyways, that's made my evening. So yeah, so they'll never know. They'll never know. Because I know it's next door's TV because I don't have a Samsung TV. Um, it's the only other thing could be. So that's cool. So this is a problem now. I can't random piece of info. Oh, excellent. Excellent choice. For the Amiga nerds amongst us, my Wi-Fi is called the Curse of J Minor because J Minor is one of the guy behind the Amiga chipset, and yeah, he died, and they reckon every company that's owned Amiga since has gone bust and terrible things have happened to it. So that's what the Curse of J Minor is, and still going on. They're still fighting over the scraps of it 30 years later. Yeah. Now, so that is connected. Disconnect. What I'm going to do is this, instead of doing a rescan, I have a debug button set up there, so I'm going to get that debug button to just do the scan devices thing. But so that should be it, and then copy that because the debug main loop. Where's my main loop gone? So the debug is here. Yeah, we don't want any of that stuff, so let's throw it in here. Oh, indentation for the win. So. I don't know why these are even differently indented, so let's move that in there. There we go. Grant. So now our debug button should wipe the recent memory. And so we should be able to get more debug stuff. I should probably send the debug stuff to a file. I'm not sure. Be grand. So okay, so JBL Flip 5. Oh, it's found the TV. Add link that pairing. Pairing ended. See, what's happened is, okay, it's added it to the memory. Oh, it adds it to the memory, and then it doesn't connect until it does the scan. Ah, okay. Huh. Okay, so it's connected anyway. The light is gone. I won't annoy you with the same mod playing. Ah, yeah, I will. It's ridiculous how happy this makes me. Oh, for anyone who came in there, actually, who hasn't seen my Amiga and what it looks like, this is what it looks like. Where is it? There we go. It's a terrible view, but there you go. That's my Amiga naked. The LEDs at the back are actually responsive to the light, or responsive to the sound. So that's the other board I made, is the RGB lighting. So if I unpause that, so we get them flashing to the beat of the music, and then when it goes away, it goes back to the kit scanner. But yeah, so that's my development Amiga. That's what I'm connected to, typing on here with the keyboard. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. The machine you can see here. Where's this gone? Stream. Totally reminds you of something like your Amiga. Oh yes, yeah. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so what's happening is, okay, so let's see if that button actually works. So we've got our lights. If we disconnect, light goes out. But when I press that button, it'll connect again. So what we're going to do is we're going to debug, and that's after wiping the memory. So now we press that, it won't reconnect automatically. It will just be there. That's good. And now, so connect. We're not getting the failures. What does that look like? Adds the link. So what it does is, when you do this, what you're doing is I'm manually adding a device to the favorites, and that's how I'm trying to get it to pair, because you can't. The pair command doesn't accept an argument for a device, which is bonkers. So all you have to do is set the preference for this device, and then let it connect, and it has done. And we should get that in the debug stream then when it's scanned. Yeah. And connection match, add, and then connect. So we've got that, and connected to JBL Flip. Okay. So what we should do, if we click disconnect, we don't want it to immediately reconnect. So we should do the disconnect. Oh. Yeah, it's disconnected. We should when we do the disconnect, well, first off, instead of saying not connected, it should wipe the memory. So disconnect, set status to, what did we say it was? Scanning. Disk gone, and then we'll do Oh yeah, this is what we're doing. And we'll actually get rid of this. We'll let the main loop absorb the entire buffer, or the entire debug output. So we probably don't even need this. We'll comment it out for now. So what's that? So do you have something to do something extra to make your executable run from every folder? No, I'm not sure what you mean. As in, like this is what I'm doing is when I compile this, I'm running it. It's not an actual executable as such. This creates the executable on the fly in memory and runs that. So and it's tied into the debugger. So you made a test program, made an executable of it. It only runs inside the main Amiga folder. Ordinarily, no, there's nothing special you have to do, but it must be using a resource that's a relative path from the Amiga Blitz executable, or from the Amiga Blitz folder, because when you compile, by default, you're in. Well, actually, this is the folder that I've made. So, like, let's create this for shits and giggles. Oh, we'll make a folder. Create a new folder. By the way, I'm terrible at naming things, so I've named this BT Audio, but I'm sure someone can come up with a better name. So if I make an executable for this, I go into, oh god, where is it? Just a pair to this. BT Audio is there. So there's my program. I can put that in here. And I can run it. There you go. And does it work? I don't have the debug output on this. Yes, it does work. Look at that. So yeah, so it should just run. It also runs in the folder itself. Like this one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I just did that to show you that even because I compiled it into this folder. So yeah, it's just a location. So are you loading any files, or are you there must be something. But it is working from the folder that you compiled it into. It must be using some asset. What? That's very odd. Very odd indeed. There's something weird going on there. Yeah, as in text output. Okay, now. Okay, well, see, it wouldn't make a difference whether it was in the what folder it was in, but are you running it from the shell? Good night, random. Thank you very much for the raid. Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it, and I'm sure I'll catch you again at some point, and probably return the favor at some point as well. Okay, so if you run a program from Workbench, and it doesn't normally open the shell output window when it's a Blitz Basic program, unless you explicitly do that. Yes. So that's why if you look there, when I run this, I don't have the debug output. It's just not there. So it just doesn't work. So when you say it doesn't work, what does it do? So what's it? Does it gives an error? What does the error say? Is it a crash, or is it a Blitz Basic error? Because if it is a crash like a Guru meditation or a suspend reboot error, then yeah, then there's a problem. But no Guru. But yeah, if the key thing is that that's what I was expecting. If it's loading any file from anywhere else, that'll be a problem. But Hello World should just work. So let's fire one up. Oh god. Missing resource that not in but yeah, exactly. So here's the program, and then if I create an executable of this in RAM, let's call it now. There it is there. That's it. Now, yeah, there's something funny going on there if you can't if that won't work for you. So that should work. Now, there are special reasons. Yeah, WB startup. I was just about to say that if you need to put in the WB startup command to make it double clickable from Workbench. So you see the way this one has an icon, and you double click it and it opens the window. If I give that icon to this icon and double click it, it will crash because it's not set up to handle the message that Workbench sends to it. So that's the thing. But that's a proper crash, like and it won't work that won't even work from the Blitz folder either. Yeah, now the debug code is a funny one because if you leave the debug code in under OS3, it doesn't do anything. It just makes the executable a bit bigger and a bit slower. But on OS4, it actually crashes. So there might be something to that. So whenever you're creating an executable, you should turn off the debugger. And it's turned off here anyway. But yeah, so you should turn off the debugger when you're creating an executable. But I didn't turn it off here, and that's working. So, and you can see that it's much faster as well without the debug output and without the debugger running. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening there. It should just work. It should just work. Yeah. Best intentions and all that. Okay, so disconnecting should wipe the list and then reconnect. Yeah, run it from the shell and see if it works there, because that should work in any case. So let's have a look. Let's get this. So it's there. Then if we click connect, add it to the memory. And it waits till the next scan starts to connect. So I think that was actually, I think it was a red herring before that we got one command error, but that might have been something else happening. But that's lots of times it just takes a while for it to connect because it's waiting for the next scan to start. So I think I can trigger a new scan with the pair command, and so that might be the way to do it. Okay, so that's connected. Let's disconnect. Oh, the disconnect gave a command error that time. And it shouldn't be scanning like that. Oh, did it? Excellent. Good stuff. Cool. Okay, so let's disconnect. See what's happening there. I think. Command error, command error. What's going on with that? Why isn't it disconnecting? No, this is just GAD tools. I didn't want to go. I like using MUI for some stuff where there's a more complicated interface. So that's a good point actually, Han. If there's only one item, it should auto select it. It does populate it on the fly, so the first item gets selected, then next, then next, and next. But yes, that's a good point. I can do that easily enough. That it should select the first, and even maybe keyboard select and press enter. But if it's a MUI application for an interface like this, it doesn't need it, so I don't bother. But for more complicated software, I tend to use MUI. All right. It's doing it every time. Yeah. I think it might be to do with the delay in between. The delay. Yeah, unfortunately, it is a bit bloaty. But that kind of like sort of almost state machine of like an interface library, it comes at a cost. You know, what it does is cool, but you can't really do that for free. But yeah, that's, you know, I tend not to worry about that on an 060. For example, I've got, this is like Solus control. So those LEDs that I showed you on my machine there, they're controlled by this. So this is software that I wrote in Amiga Blitz, and like I have no problem with the responsiveness of it in any way really, but it's like it is much nicer for a complicated interface like this to create it with MUI, and you know, so there's an awful lot involved here. There's an awful lot of gadgets and stuff, and to do this with GAD tools would be yeah. Now I wrote what's it called? Oh, for shit. Samba SMB mounter, and I have that in the MUI and GAD tools versions. That was another project of mine a while ago. So I'll just show you that. Open parent, and that's how I handled that. Do I have it on this one? SMB mounter? I do. Don't have that much chip RAM. I have to watch that. Ugh. So I've got SMB mounter. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, that's it. So I've got the GAD tools version and the MUI version. So the GAD tools version. Oh yeah, don't mind that. Looks like that. So it's still a reasonably decent interface. It is font sensitive and size sensitive and all that kind of stuff. But the MUI one, because you can do sort of shite. There you go, MUI problems. As I wouldn't normally use it on this machine. But yeah, so it only has a single lister, and because you can change the text to like bold and italic and stuff like that, you can give more feedback on it. So it's nicer in that way, a little bit more modern feeling. But yeah, I wanted to do both for that particular project, and so the core of the code is the same, and then the interface code is different. So Windigo, I first get an empty window with 2 buttons with a text OK one. There's some that's a Blitz Basic debugger issue, or Blitz has its own sort of very rudimentary error protection kind of thing. So it's Yeah, so it's nice, but it's nice to have both. Um, but yeah, so that's what's an 877. So 7 is a subsystem. So it's not a like a hard CPU fallover thing. So what are the guru codes? I can't remember these off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. See, there are sort of half codes here and there, but okay, it's a DOS library error. Yeah, so yeah, GAD tools is a pain when you get to font sensitivity and resizing and stuff like that. It's a pain because it's so simple. And this is the problem with GAD tools. For anyone who's not familiar, you create the gadgets like this. So you create your gadget and you give it the coordinates and you give it the you x and y, width and height, and that's basically it. It's very, very simple. But the problem being that if you've got a window that has like different sized borders, or even the top bar changes size depending on the font you've got set in Workbench, you've got different amounts of space available, and you'll see that in some old programs when you've got like a bigger font in Workbench, that the bottom of the window is missing, and it's because they've used GAD tools and not taken that into account. So it's a blessing and a curse. It is super lean and efficient and very simple, but if you want to have it work like a modern, GUI, you need to write your own GUI layout engine, basically. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you have to do all that yourself. On 3.2.3, I can't imagine that. Like I know I haven't updated this. This is 3.2.2, but oh god, my I just see my capture card has crashed. 2 seconds. Seems to be doing that recently. It like the picture freezes after a little while. But like I'm still on 3.2.2 on this one. But yeah, one for the one for the PC it's running on, or I'm streaming on. Yeah. So I can't imagine it being a 3.2.3 thing though. But I must install the update on this and see. Hmm. Anyways, so okay, so disconnect. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to put a this is your first foray into Amiga coding, is it? Oh, that's very disheartening. Oh yeah, no, it's not nice when something simple should just work. That's weird. It is really weird though. So what I'm gonna do is, mm-hmm. Aha, I used Amos a little bit. I didn't quite take to it, but I think it was mostly because I liked to do system-friendly software. I actually liked the OS, and I like to use the OS. So obviously Amos, it's not its strong point, let's say. Oh, what's that? What's that about? Yeah, yeah. There we go. There's the Guru code decoder. So yeah, so 07 is DOS.library. So something in DOS.library is being upset. And 870004. Just have a look at that. Code generator code, intuition graphics workbench DOS 004. Unexpected packet received. the hell's that? That's weird. That's weird. Oh, that is weird. That is weird now. I'll have to install 3.2.3 and install the update and see if it happens for me as well, because that's bonkers. Yeah, but like this is 3.2.2 and it's working great. And yet, there's something to be said for 3.1 being a sort of a baseline, but but it's I like my creature comforts, simple things like keyboard shortcuts for show off files. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that line in between that and that. Actually, we should just oops, that's a capital 1. We'll just get these 3 so I know what we're looking at. Yeah, like to be fair, when I'm doing a lot of developing with Blitz, if it's not to do with hardware, and so this and my Solus board, the LED board there, that's kind of hardware specific software. I've no choice but to do it on the machine basically. But if I'm doing like game development, or if I'm or a lot of stuff, I will do it in WinUAE instead, because it's just faster, and as well as that, when you're doing game dev and shutting down the OS, it gives you access to some debugging stuff, like you can get debugging output that you can't get from real hardware. So so it's quite good like that. But for system friendly stuff, I sometimes use OS4, but again, it's the same kind of situation. You've got a much bigger window. You can see much more of your code. It's a much nicer way to be when you've got an RTG graphics card set up. Yeah. So you can emulate a graphics card, and WinUAE gives you a generic UAE GFX graphics card. So you have to install the driver. So you have to install Picasso 96, and then you can then it treats WinUAE like a graphics card, a virtual graphics card basically, and you can set it up whatever way you want. So it's quite nice actually to run it full screen native on your display. Now I do have a graphics card in one of my 1200s here as well, and that works at the same way. PyStorm 32. Oh yes. Yeah, so that'll have RTG as well. So if you're programming in Blitz, it's much nicer on on an RTG machine, to be fair, because you got a lot of more screen real estate. Yeah. So what I do when I'm streaming is if I'm streaming and I'm doing it in Blitz, I'm doing coding in WinUAE, I end up choosing a small screen mode like 640 by 512 anyway, just so that the interface is big enough for the streaming. But yeah, exactly. It's quite a nice editor. It really is quite decent. All right. Okay, so let's see if this lets us disconnect nicely. Now, running the software automatically disconnects it, because it resets the module. So I think I should not do that, and if it is connected to something, automatically show that in the list, in the interface. So that's another thing to do. Okay, so connect. It's connected. It'll connect on the next scan. Oh, no, it won't. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's connected now. And then, yeah, disconnect. So what's happened here? So 1, so it's okay, disconnect. 2, we got nothing. 3, scan. It didn't, see, look, it's interrupted my, in the middle of my disconnecting and resetting the list. It's just decided to start a scan. It's like, you, fuck's sake. So, delete VM link. Oh, so it has responded, and it has let me add the dummy address. So it has done all that. It has done it right. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So. So I will probably be finishing up here soon anyway, but oh, let's catch up on the buffer. Okay, so it seems that it just needs a delay in between. So what happens is the receive gives a delay, and that's okay. Yeah, 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 there's a delay, but it also doesn't. It should connect quicker than that. So what I'm going to try and do is. What I'll do is, instead of running the full scan, I'm going to get this to do. I'm going to send the command to pair when they click the scan button. So the delay was not sufficient for these commands, I think, yeah. And I think that's what was happening. They were just going one on top of the other, and it hadn't finished clearing the list, for example, before the next command arrived. So the receive serial function initially had a delay built in, and then I made that optional. So now you can set this for 10 frame delay, and so you can adjust it, because I wanted to have it so that it didn't have a delay. If there was nothing there, it would return instantly. So you've got the option of that. So I can even set that. So you don't even need to do the receive serial. It could just do a delay and let the serial buffer fill up if it needs to. It all depends on whether we want to respond to one of these. It's like, yes, yeah. Yeah, indeed. It's doing its own thing separately. So let's see what this does. So here we go, and connect. Oh, I didn't add it to the connecting. I added it to the scan button, didn't I? Yeah. So let's just connect. Okay, so now let's try. What I'm going to do is move this up to the top just so I can see the debug output, because this is a bit timing critical, I suppose. Whoops. So if I click connect and then scan, we should get it connecting almost straight away, if my theory is correct. Connect, scan. No, didn't happen. Still flashing. Does it just take that long to... There, it's connected now, is it? Yeah. I don't think there's a way around that. I think we just have to wait for the module to do its thing. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to do the business. But a scan just doesn't do anything for us. And that's the disconnect. So disconnect. Oh yes, I want to add a volume control as well. So, oh, my cursor's disappearing there. That's weird. Oh, it is there. It's just white. Why is it changed? It hasn't done that before. Well, it does it slowly, as in, you know, it gets there. It just takes time. So maybe let's try that. It's a good point. It doesn't use code. No, it's normally one where you press a button on both devices. So this is kind of what the module is simulating. But so let's see if we. Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way around. So if we connect. And then press the button. No. It's after it gave the connect there, and it's just kept going. So what I've done is I think I've disconnected, or I've tried to rescan from the speaker. So yeah, no, that's not it, unfortunately. That's fine. I think it just is a slow thing to connect. You know what? My headphones will be charged by now. They are charged. So let's try them. See if they're any quicker. Now, this one doesn't actually give us any notice that it has paired. So I have to listen to the tones. Oh. So come on. Yeah, but these were at least showing up. I can't remember if I actually managed to pair them. But I know they don't search for very long because they just shut down again when they don't connect to anything. Oh no, something funny's going on here because it's frozen. There we go. There's a crash counter. So, over for my reset button again. So, was that crash? Was that crash to do with the software? Not, and you know, did the interface, the software interface freeze and it wasn't showing up, or was it unrelated? Was that a coincidence? Don't know. Let's see. So headphones. Oh, they're still on. Yeah, there they are. Oh, now it's shut down, of course. Oh. they're going to be still there. Well, the MAC address hasn't changed. Let's try it. I feel like this is getting... How's it connected, actually? Well, yes, it has. It has. It just connected. So I don't know if that was that quick. If that was too quick. Let's see. Okay, so I've disconnected there. Connect again. No. It's gone altogether. Oh, now it's after connecting, but it had stopped showing up altogether for a whole scan. Okay, so what's that have to do in there? Device detected. Okay, so that's added it to the list. It should have, yeah. So now if I click connect, yeah, no, it just takes a little while for it to actually do it. But that feels quicker than the speaker. So I think it's just that the speaker takes a while to pair. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, we're connected to the sound buds. Now let's turn on the speaker again. Oh, this won't show up because it's connected. So we have to disconnect the scan. And there it is. Yeah. And there it is. Yeah. Just takes a while. But it's after connecting there fine. And then the headphones are sitting there waiting. Okay, that works really well, actually. Just slow. Happy out. That reminds me, listen to that tune in the headphones at maximum volume as well, I might add. I want to add a crossfade to the hardware as well, so that you don't have the hard separation from that the Amiga normally has. But yeah, so what I want to do is I want to be able to keep the connection, the existing connection. So in it Bluetooth. Oh, what's going on here? It's like I've got shift connect. Oh, the shift button was doing it. Yeah, it's like it's a bit slow to connect. You see, that speaker is kind of like paired to a lot of devices that we already have in the house here. So like the iPad and stuff like that, and it connects almost straight away. So I think because each time what's happening is this is treating it as a first time connection, it might be just a bit slower. Because I haven't noticed it being slow like that. Mind you, I don't use it all that much, but that's it. But that's basically because it's for it to work through the software, you kind of have to wipe the favorites list, or it just kind of connects to the favorites list, and you don't really have any control over which one it does. It connects to the first one it finds, so you can't choose to disconnect from that one and connect to another one, which is annoying. So yeah, so I said we'll just do it from scratch and do it in the software, and so that's what it's doing. But I think maybe that's the problem. Fuck you. What's going on with my keyboard? That's not annoying at all. want to save that, so obviously. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, these little boards that I'm using, the speaker will as well, of course, but the little boards that I'm using has like I think 10 slots, and it remembers the last 10 devices. Um, but I don't want it to have that. Yeah, I really should update it actually because I know that there's 3.10 is out, and I have that on WinUAE and I've tried it and it works reasonably well, but I haven't used it in anger yet. Um, okay, so here we are. So set serial, initializing, and send serial AT plus. So that's just establishing communications, and then we should get the OK plus response. And if we don't, I will, or it will fail out because it means that, well, it should get an OK response. So if it doesn't, it's because the module isn't detected. But sometimes that can happen that you get, instead of it getting an OK plus response, you get a scan or you get a device ID, which is annoying. And just, but yeah, I will do, because on WinUAE I have all the different versions all the way, and I would test them and chop and change. On this machine, less so. But yeah, once I kind of like, once I'm happy with it on WinUAE, I'll install it on this. Okay, so we're initializing and AT receiver, and we get OK. Now, I probably shouldn't. So what? Let's see this whole section here. Oh yeah, we don't want to do this. Oh, Seagull 2000, thank you very much for the follow, and welcome in. Hope you're having fun. I'm probably going to finish up soonish, but I just want to get one last thing working, I think. So this section. Yeah, thanks very much. I'm doing some Blitz Basic coding or Amiga Blitz coding, and I am writing software to run a Bluetooth module from my Amiga 1200. And that's what I'm doing, and block comment. And it's working reasonably well so far. Hey, D Mackey, how are you? Welcome in. And I haven't forgotten about your email. Don't you worry. I am on that, and I will have that done probably tomorrow night. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm working on my next project. Because I always have I always have too many projects. I never have enough time for any projects. But there you go. There you go. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I will try and sort that out for you this week. But yeah, I'll be in touch with you. Actually, here you go. There it is. Yeah, I have too many things. I'm surrounded by projects. Projects behind me all stacked up. Projects in boxes here. Projects in boxes there. God. And I've got a 6-week-old kid as well, which is, means, or she's 7 weeks old now. So, it's, time is thin on the ground. But yes, my next project is to outfit my Amiga with some Bluetooth. And it's working reasonably well so far. So I want to get it so that I can start up the software and not have it disconnect. Oh, you're into the next phase. That's good. So what I want to do is I want to query the volume, and we want to get the OK plus, and get the received audio. I'll have to do some more parsing here to get so if it does interrupt with some other random data that it tries a few times. So that's what I'm going to do with that. At some point later on. That's for another day. But basically, that should initialize without resetting the module. So I have a Bluetooth speaker here. It is connected. So we're going to try and run the software and see if it connects, if it leaves the connection intact. Now, because it's connected, it won't do any scanning. but it says it's connected. It has found the connection. It just hasn't got the name of the connection. Okay, so we can disconnect, and then I'll show you how the software works. So now it's scanning, and we should get. Oh, press the button. Should get. There we go, and there's the speaker showing up there. So it works reasonably well. Connect it. Eventually, it will connect. Eventually. There we go. Connected to JBL Flip 5. So that all kind of works reasonably well. And then when I play my mod, it'll come out through the speaker. Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, there you go. So it's working quite well. Reasonably well. But yeah, so it yeah. So, and I'm hoping that this will be like an external thing that's just in the serial port plug that you plug into the back with 2 cables to the audio connector. That's the plan. I want to do it personally for mine to do it internally. So it's completely built in internally. So I'm hacking mine onto the motherboard connections for audio directly, but that won't be a kind of an end user plug and play kind of solution. Yes, I do want to do a slider. Now I'm open to suggestions. Where would you put a slider for volume in this? So okay, so the volume slider on Hippo Player is this thing here. Does a horizontal slider work? I mean, these buttons, I think scan and debug buttons are probably going to go. So I could put a horizontal slider at the bottom for volume. What do people reckon? Does that sound? I can always change it as well, of course. So let's set that up. So yeah, horizontal slider at the bottom. But unlike the Hippo Player one, I'll actually put a little label beside it. Yeah, and the number as well. Yes, that's a good idea. Because you can tie them together and do it automatically. Hold on a second, say G volume. Volume number. So set up constants for them. Cool. So let's have a look at this. So actually, I'm going to make the window a bit taller. So at the moment it's hard coded, but it will be. I will write the basic code for making font sensitive and to a reasonable degree, and making the size adjustable. So at the moment I've got all this. So Jesus, this is horrible stuff, isn't it? Horrible stuff. So at the bottom above the status line. So these ones are, so we'll get that -4, are 5, 4, 3, 3, it's an awful way of doing it. Oh no, we don't want to move the status actually, sorry. The status bar should be on the bottom. Gadget image instead of text. Yeah, that is doable as well. Absolutely. So GT slider. And then GT, what are we talking about? GT GT number. You know what? I sometimes have Hoffman Stream open when I'm coding here, and every so often it just completely undermines me. Now he's a different level of coder. Absolutely, he's um, oh god, he's yeah, yeah, different league entirely, entirely different end of the spectrum there. Um, uh, G volume no, so something like that, and we'll do yeah, no, he's an incredibly talented guy and a lovely guy, and it's good stuff. Oh, that's what you were saying. You did in Blitz back in the day. Added images instead of the text. Yeah, it's good. It's slightly complicated when you have more colors involved, because the Blitz gadget code doesn't really support that. Um, but it works fine if you use basic four colors. But um, yeah, thanks. Me too. I understand basic better than assembly. I do a bit of assembly, but only when I have to. I kind of I don't enjoy it. I'm not good enough at it to enjoy it. Basically, it doesn't come naturally. Let's say so. So slider. What are the things for this? X, comma Y. Mm-hmm. And width and height. So X will be oh, let's see, 30. And then it'll be I H minus plus 5 times 2. That's what we're doing. And then the width. Oh, for God's sake. Doing just making these numbers up. We'll adjust it afterwards. I actually, you know what? Yeah, I did a bit of Z80 and I did 6809. I much prefer the 6809, and that has a lot of stuff in common with the 68K. And the 68K assembly is nice. It is nice. It's kind of it's quite orthogonal. It's quite yeah. It's hard to describe, but it works as you expect it, and there are no, or well, there are plenty of idiosyncrasies, but it's very logical compared to some of them where you've got the okay, you did this, but you can't do that in this situation and stuff. Yeah, and there's that as well. Yeah, it's if I have to do assembly, I do that. But yeah, I also do some for pick chips as well, and that's all right as well. But yeah, again, I would generally code pick chips in C, and assembly just for the time critical stuff. So inner width minus 80 and gadget height. And volume number and let's see, width minus 30. Come on, height minus GH plus 5. So these are GH is the gadget height, inner height is there, and inner height is the inner height of the window between the borders, and times 2, and then width and height. So we do this 30 again, and gadget height is at the moment hard coded for 16 pixels, but I'll make that font sensitive. And then that's our number readout. Let's just see what that looks like first. Oh, what? Place text in. What have I done? Oh, have I messed up the brackets somewhere? GH5. Yeah. 635. Where are we? Slider. That's not even this. That's not even the right line. It must be this line. What have I done? GT button. Inner height. Please text in. What's going on here? Maybe that's another red herring volume. Have I got the right number of parameters? Let's have a look again. Oh, of course I don't have the parameters. Min and max. Did it just fall? So, oh, for God's sake. What is it? 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 It's something to be said for making code look pretty, but yeah, that's only good if it actually works. But C is kind of, I was saying that earlier, C is kind of universal. If you're going to start with something, you know, you go with, like it would be the most transferable language, I suppose. Where was it? Connection. Vol. Con.vol. Volume. / vol. Yeah. And Amiga Blitz. So there must be something up with the Amiga Blitz installation then. That's weird. That's really weird. Con vol.b. What is going on here? I'm going to leave that out for now, just because it's annoying me, whatever that's doing. Because that should let me give it a value for the level. That's an optional parameter, so we can just leave it off actually. So calls with return value must be, or wrong number of parameters. GT slider, text flag. So, oh, for God's sake. GT list, gadget ID, X, Y, width, height, text, flags, min, max, level. Let's just put it in anyway. It says it's optional, but maybe it's not. Calls with return value must play the break. Oh, for God's sake. It's an optional function. But so, okay, to be fair now, so that's a new thing because older Blitz versions, it's not a function at all. But Amiga Blitz, they've added this kind of thing. So let's see. So you notice that none of the other commands are set up like this. No, for fuck's sake. Oh, it's this one. Sorry, GT number, text flags value. Okay, sorry. There we go. So that kind of thing. I think that looks all right. Although the button is kind of small, but that's kind of annoying because it shouldn't be, should it? We'll have to move it across a little bit to get the label in. Oh, and it's still connected. That's nice. Okay, good night, Wendigo, but thanks very much for dropping in. Good to have you here. I'm sure we'll chat again. Thanks very much. 30, let's make that 40. Oh, yeah. Bracket. See, does that work now? Yeah, it does work now. Of course. Okay, looking better. This needs to be over by 5 pixels. But what? Yeah, so that's... Yeah, absolutely. I'm usually there every so often. Where was it going? Where was it going? Where was it going? Volume number in X minus 35. See, this is the downside of coding, and that looks good. That looks fine. Yeah, I don't know what the story is with that. It's supposed to be proportional. Let me just try an experiment here. Slider. So what I'll do is I'll set the maximum value, because it doesn't feel like that's divided up into 31 pixels. So if I change that to like 10 as the maximum value, should get a wider thing. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just the width of it, unfortunately. What I'll do is I'll be making the window sizable so that you can do that. But yeah, it's like it should have a minimum size, not just get thinner and thinner and thinner to get to yeah. But you see, the thing is that there are 31 levels of volume in the Bluetooth protocol, so I can set it to any one of 31 values. So with a wider window, you'll be able to see it better. So maybe that's the way to go. It does look a bit... I mean, like, if you look at this, it's quite wide. But I think that's a different type of gadget. Or is there I'm sure there are other properties of these things that I'd have to go poking around the structs to look at. But yeah, that's something I can do at some other point. Anyways, we've got a slider in there. We've got a number. So these are the properties that I can set. You can change the size of the slider. Is it a property like this? I do feel like it should be. Max pixel length, is that it? Oh. Let's see. Data tags. Max pixel then, or maybe that's a max. I'd have to look these up in the in the auto docks to see what they actually do. I'm sure you can as well. Yeah, you can set a minimum value, a minimum width. Okay, I'll do that some other time. But anyways, I'll leave that. Well, I'll leave that command there. So when we do a connection, we get the volume. All good, all good. I'm sure I can find it. So what I'm going to do is set integer. So that should set that, and GT. I don't think there's one specific to the sliders or the proportional GT. Excuse me. GT number. Yeah. GT slider, GT set. No, I think you have to go to set attribute. Yeah. 0. What is it? Let's give that a go, just see if it works. It should read 32 from the speaker because it's at maximum volume. Or 31, yeah, so after reading it there. Oh, let's see. Yay! There we go. So it isn't actually working yet, but it read the volume correctly from the speaker or from the module and set it. So let's see. Scan debug. Let's go down here. What are we talking about? Volume, G volume, and then is equal to, and that will be the same thing. GT list, G volume, and there is a way of linking a number gadget to a prop type, and you can do that. You can do that. Oh, fuck you. Dear. That was when I pressed the shortcut for a save. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it comes back. If my code is still there. I mean, there will be backups, but... Yeah. Wow. It's there. It's there, so that's okay. It's and yeah, that is now the thing is that has happened because of I don't even know if I don't know if you're saying FFS like for fuck's sake or FFS fast file system, but that was the kind of loss that you don't get with FFS. With FFS, it will have corrupted the file, but the file will still be there. That's I think I'm using PFS3 on this, and it's just disappeared. But I could be wrong. What's that called? BT audio. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to yeah, both, yeah. So copy that. What I'm going to do before we do anything else is I'm going to copy that onto a memory card, because I normally do that or copy it onto the network or whatever. But that would be a fucking oh god, sorry, forgive my language. But yes, I would have yeah, I would have cried. Object yeah. Silly. Where did it go? It's being a silly sod. Silly sod. So I'm going to put that in here. You think so? You think it was Magic Menu actually? That's, you might be right. I know it is generally frowned upon for 3.2, but I do like it. I have a lot of files on this card. BTO, okay. They're there. They're there. I will keep that. So I'm still using it. Okay. So we got that bit, that's working. So now we lost the bit that we were working on in the main loop, I think, for volume. Yeah. And that will be, just realized, that'll be volume. It was level, wasn't it? DTSL level, yeah. Yeah, no, it could well be. Yeah, I know there are known issues. Volume known. Okay, let's see if this works. Volume's 31, yeah. 13. Okay, so the interface works. Cool. Okay. That's okay. You make me nervous now, so what I'm going to do is we'll do that for now. And go back to old school. So that's cool. So that works. Now we need to actually send the command for volume. And that is... instead of the question mark is AT plus vol equals, I'm nearly sure. No, it's all right. Just paranoid. I'll have to do some testing for a while with it disabled and see, because I do like the Magic Menu functionality, and I always have done, and I've used it for a long time. But yeah, you know, like if it's just a case of turning it off when I'm actually coding, it might be worth it. Where are we? We're going up a bit, are we? Yeah. So let's put it there. Plus vol equals. Let's see if it works. Yeah, like an OS4, it's part of the system. You know, so it's from the ground up, it's compatible, so it works well. Oh, look, it's working. It's responding, saying OK plus volume 29. Yeah. Now, let's actually see if it's actually doing anything, because I'm not sure if it does. So, I'm going to add a different mod. I can't remember what I have on this. A bit of every way. Ah, yeah. Okay, so that's playing. Don't think it's doing anything. It's not. Oh, it is. It is. Oh. It's responding to some of them. It's saying okay. It's getting lower. Oh, why is it? Yes. It only works going up the way. Some of them, it's responding with command error. Command error. Command error. Okay, I need to look into this in more detail. Sorry if that sounds rubbish on the microphone. Oh, mute. That's a good idea, actually, yeah. Oh, I've paused this. So, yeah, low, medium, high, yeah, maybe. Command error. Command error. Command error. It reads. You get nothing and then command error. So it is trying to process it. A sync time response. Yeah. Yeah. But it's had lots of time there. So it's responded to that. 30, it's okay. 29. It just doesn't like the lowest values. Like I'm setting that, it's responding right away. Like down to 10. That's responding well. That's... ten is the lowest it can go. Oh, I know what's wrong. This is a stupid module. Very, very stupid module. It's expecting 2 digits for the volume. I fucking guarantee you that's what it's doing. Because once you go down to 9, it stops working. This is... nonsense. Nonsense. Let's try it anyway. Let's do it all in one go. So do it the proper way. And hey, Pixels, welcome in. Sorry, I didn't see. Oh yeah, it was you that said that. Sorry, I was so caught up in this. Well, yeah, how are you doing anyway? Sorry. Yeah, so well, yeah, okay, right, so we're doing that, and then if we just add in a 0, and then that should be it then. Let's try that. And I it's too obvious that it stops at 10. You know? So send serial all string. I think that should be it. Let's give it a go. No. Oh, no, of course not, because it's wrong. Can't convert types. Of course you can't. Let's see. Got the volume of 10, so it saved that. So look, it started up with the right volume. Okay, we're playing. Let's see. Moment of truth. What a stupid module. Oh my god. Yeah, and 0 mutes it. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, God. Anyways. That'll do, I think. I think on that note, I'm going to go to bed. Because it's... oh, yeah. Because it's a nice mod. Yes, it is good. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm going to save that to the memory card as well. Make sure it doesn't get eaten overnight. But yeah, oh geez, I'm happy with that. Now that's some good progress today. Thanks very much, guys. It's yeah, this is going well. I'm enjoying this now because it's working. Cool. Is there anyone else on Twitch? Let's see who's around to raid. Is there anyone to raid? Probably not at this hour of the night, is there? Dun, dun, dun. Uh, who is on? Hannah of the Banana. Actually. Hannah of the Banana, what's she doing? Yeah, drawing artwork. Oh, Proton Fig is on. He's doing some vampires. Let's go raid Proton Fig. Because, yeah, Amiga stuff. And yeah, so he's doing some vampire coding. So let's do that. Okay. Listen. Thanks very much. Actual an analog book. Cheers. Yeah, no, a Mooey GUI, yeah, is probably easy enough to do. That's something I can add afterwards. That's no problem. We can make it all shiny. That's yeah. That we do. When I say it's easy, should be able to do it in a stream. We'll see. But yeah, no. Listen, thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks to all the new faces that came along and said hello and joined in the fun and the stress and the heartbreak. And yeah, sure. I don't know if I'll be maybe next Friday, Saturday streaming again, or maybe next week. All depends on the whims of a. Oh no, I won't actually. We've got stuff on next weekend, so yeah, I don't know when I'll be streaming again actually, but yeah, sorry, unpredictable. Anyways, yes, the whims of a 6 or 7 week old. This is what happens. But anyways, right, listen. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go and raid. Where's my button gone? I'm going to go and raid Proton Fig, and thanks very much. Where's it gone? Right. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. Right. Good night.